And now, Living Well with LDS Hospital.
March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm so excited to be sitting down with the Director of Genetic Counseling, Brent Hafen. We're talking about family history, and for those of you who don't know, I lost my father to colon cancer about 4.5 years ago, and so this is something that's so important to me. So first of all, Brent, thank you for being here, and thank you for bringing awareness to this cancer that is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths.
Well, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate the opportunity of being here today and sharing this message because March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and it's one that we don't often think about because colon cancer isn't as glamorous, say, to speak about as what breast cancer has been, and there's been a lot of media awareness about breast cancer, so it's great to get this message out.
Well, one thing that I learned, and I actually learned this the hard way, is so much of colon cancer is passed on genetically. And colon cancer is a very silent cancer that you have to really be mindful of. For me, for example, after finding out my dad had colon cancer, I decided to go get a colonoscopy, and I found I had 2 precancerous polyps at the age of 31. And had I not gotten that done, I can only imagine where I'd be. So the importance of understanding your family history's health is so crucial with colon cancer. How are you helping with that?
Well, good question. And so as genetic counselors, our role really is to help people understand their family health histories, to look for hereditary risks in the family, to educate them and help them to deal with those risk factors the best they can in life, and like you, get screened earlier if they're an appropriate candidate to be screened. You know, we as genetic counselors tend to think of people in 3 different risk categories. Okay. So if I hit the streets of Utah and I found 100 people that I knew did not have any family history of colon cancer, I would know that 4 of those people are going to be diagnosed with colon cancer some point in their life, usually over the age of 50. And that's why we offer and recommend colonoscopies for the average person, because we can catch it early and help prevent cancer. Now, for someone in your situation, for example, if I go back out on the streets and I find 100 people who I know have a family member with cancer, say it's a parent or a sibling, then I know that 10 of those individuals are going to have colon cancer at some point in their life. Now, it may not be hereditary. It may be factors as far as lifestyle, the way they eat. And that can be changed and infected. Now, the ones that we tend to worry about the most are the people that have a hereditary cancer gene in their family. And if I take a group of families where there's cancer, approximately 5 to 10% of those families are going to have a hereditary cancer gene, and they're the ones that really benefit from early screening because they can have cancer as early as into their 20s, and they really should be having colonoscopies earlier and screening earlier and considering having genetic testing to identify those family members at risk so that we can treat them appropriately.
Well, I think the perfect example of that is I have an 11-year-old daughter. And, you know, her grandfather passed of colon cancer. I've had precancerous polyps. Now I'm so much more aware of the likelihood of her having some sort of issue. So if someone is curious about their genetic history, how do they get a hold of you? What's the process like, and what can you help them with?
Well, as far as Intermountain Healthcare, we actually have cancer genetic counselors at most of the main hospitals, from Logan even down to St. George. And I apologize, I should have brought some contact information. I can give that to you later.
We'll link it up on our website, I'm
link it to your website, but it's easy just to call in and get an appointment and just say, you know, I have this in my family, I'm worried about it, I'd like to know what my risks are, should I have genetic testing? Those are all things that a genetic counselor can help with.
And how hard is it to get access to the medical history of our ancestors? How difficult is that?
It's actually becoming easier all the time because we live in a digital world, and so a lot of information is publicly available. You can get death certificates online now and find out what somebody died from. And really, in terms of cancer history, the key things are to know what type of cancer somebody died from, what age they were diagnosed, and what age they passed away, because cancers that occur earlier than age 50 are more likely to be hereditary. There's information on family blogs. There's information at family reunions that you can get just by asking family members.
Well, and it's so great that you're bringing awareness to this. And if people have any questions or want to sit down with one of your counselors, they can go to your website at LDS Hospital. And we'll also post a link to your website from goodforutah.com. There it is right there, ldshospital.org. Thank you so much, Brent. Thank you for bringing awareness to this. And for all of you guys out there who have had anyone that you know of that's suffered from colon cancer, awareness is the key. So it's people like you that I'm so grateful for. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on.